class on ArcGIS Pro. So in today's class, we're
Thank
going to be looking at how to create basic topographic map using ArcGIS Pro software. And can you confirm if you can see my screen? Okay.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So I'm going to load the ArcGIS, which is our main primary working tool. And if you notice, I didn't send any data from my site to your end because I want us to follow the process of downloading data and then using it directly on your system. But I'm going to show you all the process here so that you can. But the links are going to be attached to the document later on, immediately after the class. So can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can see your screen.
So, so just let the software load. Are you connected through your phone or system?
Huh?
Are you connected through your phone or system?
No, my phone. I said my laptop is dead.
Then
Its battery is run down.
okay. So while the software is loading, let's just look through some basic topographic map that we're going to most likely come up with, or perhaps you're going to kind of encounter later on when you're working with the software. So for topographic map, you know that they are the primary base maps used by almost every aspect of, um, of geography or geoscience. So for geoscience, we basically work more with thematic maps, and the base map we use as guide are the topo maps that has informations on road, contours, elevation,
Mm.
rivers, footpaths, because they guide us, when we navigate through the terrain that we are walking through. So this is just let me try to open one. I'm not sure. I don't have them on this system. Okay, this one is just a simple stock location map for Niger data. Let me see. So. Okay, okay, I don't have them on the system. So my other system. So, but we're going to see how we're going to create them together in ArcGIS. So let's go back to our project week one. So our software is up and running.
On in opening the project, you click on that project place, right?
Yes, once you load up the software, it takes
Mm.
you to the project interface first. So you select what project or you create a new project. So for this, we started with the project in the last class.
Mm.
Then so I just clicked on that previous project which has your name, Mary Azike project. So from there, you're going to see what we're going to do. Let it just load. So this is our interface and what we did last time.
Mm-hmm.
The last time we were working, right? I think you can recall.
Yes.
So we're going to leave this one here. We're going to create a new map. So the first thing we do is let's create a new map. We go to insert and then click on
Okay.
new map and then click on new map. So it's going to load a new map within the same project. So once we created a new, have you seen? Can you see it on your screen?
Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
So a new map has been created. So let's rename this to. Well, this we're working on topographic map, right? rename it to topographic map. Call it what? Week 1, class 2. Press enter. So you see that it has been renamed on the upper part.
So is it like you like clicked on it?
Yes, you can just double click on it, like a spaced, a gapped double click. One. So see this, I just clicked just on this topographic map. I'll put my cursor on it first and then click on it again. So then I can edit it. I can edit and then put in what I want there. So I write topographic map week 1 class 2. So I hope you get that.
Yes, sir.
So since we're creating a topographic map, the first thing we need to know is what is the coordinate of the location we're creating the map for. So for this, we're going to just infer that our place of interest. Where do you suggest? Where should we focus on? Which topographic map should we create from? Where interests you that you'd have loved to see in the map, a topographic map created for? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So, like, just suggest a place within Nigeria that you want us to create a topographic map for. So, I've zoomed into Nigeria, as you can see.
Okay.
So, should we
Let's
go
see.
to Oka,
Let's go to Oji River
Uju River? Where's Uju River?
in Enugu State.
Enugu. I think that's your village.
Let's go to Olo, Ezago Olo, rather.
Eziago.
Ezago Olo.
So, this is
Yes.
Eziago here, right? This is Eziago.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it now?
Yes, I can see it.
See Oji River too. Oji River and Eziago, they are close to themselves. It's not close, rather, sorry. Especially they look close, but then they are really far apart. So once let's assume this is our area of interest. There are two ways. There are way whereby you just create topographic map without a specific boundary, which is what we're going to do today. And there's another method whereby they provide the coordinates to you. We're going to do all of this in here, but
Okay.
for today's class, we're just creating a general one. In the next class, we'll create for when they provide specific boundaries for us, because we'll have to import that boundary and then create our polygons, our boundaries and polygons. But for today, we don't have a specific boundary. We're going to just create manually. So we've zoomed in into that area. So Asiago, this Asiago here, this is Oji River here, right?
Mm.
So now to make it quite easy, there are some basic data that are required when you are trying to work with this so that you can, you know, be within the frame of your work. And the first type of data is the Nigerian administrative boundary called shapefiles. So these are, I think we used that in the last class where I imported some shapefiles, but I will show you the site to download it. So there are shapefiles. Those are basic data you need to have. So let's pause this for now. Let's see how we can download those shapefiles. Let's see how we can download those shapefiles for Nigeria and then we import them. So what I do most times is I go to, you can generally search on the web. You can generally search on the web. Like for this, I just type Nigerian shapefile, and then there's a lot of data centers on the web that host those information. And then what I do is I pick the important ones. So I either click for the first one, that's the most priority one. You can click that, which is the one you saw there. You can click and then scroll down. Can you see informations here? You see NG admin
Mm,
boundaries,
yes.
NG boundary shape zip file, NG boundary geosyn. So you can work with any of these. For this GDB here, that is the format. That means it's in a geodatabase package already. that can directly be used in
Okay.
ArcGIS, in any GIS software. So for this boundary, this one is a shapefile. So it is what they call interpretable. Like you can use it in any GIS applications too. And then we have the GeoJSON too. Also, you can use that, but it's good for web view. And then you have the Excel. So the Excel holds those informations, in cells and in rows and columns. So let's download the shapefile. You can download the shapefile. So you see it's downloading already, right? It's not that large. Let me just subscribe to the email. You can subscribe so that you can notify you, because if you're working with softwares of this kind of nature, you need to be updated on recent data. So when I go back, you
Mm.
can also download. That's for the shapefile that's downloaded already. We're going to go and see where it is coming. You can also check for other data. There are other sites that host more than just these data you're seeing. Like for this grid 3, it's a Nigerian geospatial data center. So it hosts for states, it hosts for world. Look at the different words. So you can download. Let's download for word also, because I'm very sure Oji and Eziago, there might probably be a word. There might
But
be a
I thought
word.
if you want to download, you may start from downloading the state, then the local government, finance,
And yes, we can
you're going
download.
to.
Yes, I've downloaded. No, this one now. This one we downloaded already. It has this the country boundaries, the state and the local government. That's why I'm not going to download state and local government here again. I don't download the word. This one doesn't have the word. We have
Okay.
one country boundary, 36 state boundaries, 714 local governments, right? But the
Mm.
words are the polling units, the political, approved polling units, that the political
Okay.
approved polling units. So you don't get those information anywhere like that. So let's download for words. Let's download the most recent one. That's 2026 operational word. Let's see how to download it. When you click, I've clicked on it. You see,
In that place, they put the states included. It's not all the states that are included.
yes, because they've not captured all those states.
Okay.
Okay, so now that means we can download. We have to download both of them. Thank God you saw that. So that's why it's good to even read. You see that, see the word, see where this. Can you see the view of it?
Yeah.
You see that it's not all the whole state. So let's go back. Let's download the previous version. The truth was that
Mm.
that was, I think, last year. One of my senior colleague was trying to download these data because he was trying to do an analysis on political words in Nigeria, and we couldn't get it. We couldn't get
Uh,
anything. So this one are operational words. So let's click download. Let me see. So let's click download. So look at it, brought in different
these
options.
people,
Come again.
these people are they a private company? The people that are taking the census, the population census of this
Uh,
world, is the private company.
Most likely, mostly private individuals can take it up on behalf of government. So it's most likely a partnership. So you see that it pops up different formats, right? So let's download using shapefile because it's easier for us to work with on JS. So download shapefile.
Mm.
I've clicked on download. So that's number two thing we're downloading. So it's downloading already as zip file. So let's go back. Let's download something interesting again. Let's download something interesting. So for settlement, named point, let's look at road. Let's download road because we need road as part of our topographic information, right? Instead of digitizing manually with ants. Oh, we can't download for road. because let me see what you can't download for road. So the portal is not accessible. So we'll find another alternative to get for road. So I hope you're still there.
Yes.
Okay, let's look at let's just let's download for Earth facilities. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if it's also accessible. Although if it's not accessible on this site, we can check other sites to get those data and information. So this one is accessible. So download. So this says that S facilities 2.0 dataset is non-exhaustive, non-validated geographic representation of Earth facility points in Nigeria. The data set incorporates recent updates from both the National Earth Facility Registry and Grade 3. This data set is considered operational. That means is what is being used. So download shapefile. So that's the way we download data that are required. That's for mostly data required for topographic listing. We're still going to also for each of all those other process, geology, NDVI, Landsat, we'll see how to download them. So let's just go to where all these data are located in our system. So I'll go to my download. I'll go to my download. You're going to see three zip files. Can you see three zip files?
Yes.
So I want to cut them away from here and then take them to a folder. Go back. So since this is ArcGIS, I'm going to open a new folder for you. I'll say ArcGIS Pro tutorial files. So for me, so inside that folder, I'm going to create another folder. What should I name the folder? What will I name the folder?
Wait, why are you creating another folder inside the folder?
Yes, I'm going to create it week one data, right?
Okay.
So all I mean all the week one data to be zipped. This it will be kept in this folder so for reference sake. So I've pasted them there already. I've pasted them there already. So I'm not going to provide this data. I'm going to provide you the link to those websites and then you download them and follow the same process. I hope that's fine.
Okay.
So that you can practice it. That's why I'm doing that. So let's first on when you download a zip folder, I know you know this process. You unzip, right? So let's unzip. Let's extract. That's for the first one. Extract the second one. Extract the second one, and then extract the third one. Extract the third one. Extract the third one. So let's go back to our software. Back. So you said we are working on this area, right? Isiagu or G River. So for topographic map, what are the basic primary informations we need? We need informations on this is a topographic map you're seeing, right? So we need to digitize
Mhm.
these rivers, all these rivers you see here. These rivers, we need to digitize the locations and then show some contours. Some contours. So there's something we haven't still downloaded yet. So we have to download that. Let's go back to we have to download for contour. Let's go back so that we can download for contours. So we in GIS we create contour using digital elevation model. I hope you get what I said. We create contour using digital elevation models. And
Good.
it's sorry, I hope you're fine.
Uh, that's all. Which site is it on?
Okay, this NASA Earth data. I'll show you how to get there. So we create contours in a quicker way using digital elevation models. So they're actually, satellites um, missions that have actually collect points, elevation points across the whole world, across the earth, and then they kept them in what's the name? They're in raster format, like I mentioned the last class we had. So you can just come online on Google search and just type DEM download. You can download them from many websites: USGS, NASA S Data, Open Topography, Copernicus. So you can pick the very best one that you can pick the very best one. So let's for this example, let's pick that of NASA Earth, since that's the very first one. So you see digital elevation of terrain model, and then when we do that, we'll go to, let's just scroll down. Sorry, you can look for, there are different informations to use. Click on data and tools because we want to download data. So data and tools. So you see a lot of data here, a lot of data, and then you know there's the spatial resolution. There's also the spatial resolution. So the higher the resolution, the less, how will I put it? The smaller
The more
the
visible.
the smaller the amount of information you can derive from it. So imagine you have a 90 meter by 90 meter resolution. That means there's an extent to which you're going to zoom in that the informations are going to getting blurred. But a 30 meter by 30 meter resolution is higher than the 90 meter resolution in terms of its resolution. That means the detail of information you can derive from that data set. So you can have 12 meters, you can have 1 meter. 1 meter is going to be, a very high resolution, and the data is going to be very, very large in size. So let's try. We have
I
from
always
NASA.
thought,
Come again?
I thought the higher the resolution, the brighter the visibility of whatever it is.
No,
The
not really. Okay, yes, sorry, yes, yes, yes. The higher the resolution, the higher the visibility. But in terms of, how would I want to put it? When I say a 90-meter resolution image versus a, um, 15-meter resolution image, which one is going to give you more detail?
I will pick the 30, I be the 90.
Like between 15 meters and 90 meters, which one is going to give you more details? Which one is going to give you more details?
I said I will pick the 90.
The 90 is going to give you more details. Not really. The 90 represents the arc second at which the image is captured. That means 90 meters away, 90 meters away from the
I'm
earth.
just because I'm using it in terms of videography or video editing.
No, no,
You know,
no.
when they tell you they are downloading at 360p, 720, 1080, and then there is 2K, 4K, Ultra HD. So those are resolutions now. So
That's
2K,
for
4K,
video.
Ultra HD is higher than 360p. So that's what I'm saying. Like from design principles, the higher the resolution, the clearer the visibility of the data you're going to see.
It works different when it comes to satellite imageries. In satellite imagery,
Okay.
they're capturing information from above the ground surface. So imagine if I'm 90 meter above the ground, and then somebody else is 30 meters. Let's say you're 30 meters above the ground. Who's going to get more information? You or me? You 90 meters is
Okay,
going
I
to
get
get
it.
more information, but then the visibility is going to be what? Low, as compared to 30 meters is going to get smaller information, but then you're going to get more what? Visibility of your futures. So what I did was,
Okay.
so I searched here now. Can you see the search? I just searched. Let's just clear, so that will clarify that. So it said 30-meter resolution is higher than 90 meter. In remote sensing, a smaller number indicates that each pixel covers a smaller, more detailed area on the ground, resulting in what? Sharper images and more precise detailed data. So 30 meter captures finer details such as smaller streams, minor geological faults, and more precise topographic changes. 90-meter data act as a lower what? Resolution, smoother version of 30 meter, often created by averaging 30 meter pixels. So a 90 meter has low resolution, a 30 meter has high resolution. So why I have to stress this is that it's very important, especially when you want to work more with with some detailed features, especially in exploration or field mapping, and you're trying to use satellite imagery. So if in an exploration project you go ahead to use a coarse spatial data set, you might not correctly be able to delineate or extract the exact feature you're looking for. So you prefer to what? To use a what? A higher resolution data set, nothing less than 30. Sorry, nothing higher than 30. So that means you can use 30 downwards. That's depending on the spatial extent of the area you're working on. Let's say you're just working on somewhere within your community, which is not large compared to the whole local government. It's preferable to use a more higher resolution data set so that you can bring out that features to be sharper.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so I have to, because that was, I think it's part of the process to have to understand the data set, and then it makes the work more interesting when you're doing it. So 'cause when you're doing it, you know that it's not just a a one click work. No, it involves thought process. It involves thought process. So let's view a data set. Let's look for data set we can download. We need data set on SRTM, right? Okay, instead of going through this site, if you're going to find it difficult going through NASA. Let's just go through a quicker one. DEM download. Let's go through Copernicus. Open topography. Let's go through Copernicus, and then in Copernicus, this is their website. It's a free data set um, center. So let's go to find data. So this is the view. And what do you want to download? I want to download data on, what is the name?
Okay.
On
Resolution.
that's
Contour.
want to download data on what? On digital elevation model. So we're going to use ensure we click the COP 30 meter and 90 meter. That means we can have informations on DEMs of 30 meter and 90 meter here. So the next thing we need to do is we need to select our area of interest. We need to select our area of interest is Enugu. Don't try downloading for the whole of Nigeria because it's going to be very large. So
Okay.
coming, let's we might not see it using that covenant. Let's SRTM1. So this is showing where all those data sets are available. So let's go to Nigeria. Go to Nigeria. I'm zooming in so that we can get to see. And we're going to Enugu, right?
Mm.
So let's zoom into that area. We're going to see Oji River and where Eziagu, right?
Exactly. Yes. See it.
That's around where Enugu South, Enugu North.
No, go to your left. See the exact go there.
Okay, yeah, this is Eziagu. Thank you. So let me zoom out in. So I'll zoom out a little bit, and then I'll click here. This select
Mm-hmm.
region. I'll click this place, and then I'll select all of the side. So once you select it, it brings out the available data sets within that site. So what are we downloading? We're downloading Copernicus Global Digital Elevation Models. That we're downloading. So we open this, expand this, and then We said what do we want to get? We want to get for 30 meters, right? So we can guess for 90, we can get for 30. So let's get for 30 meters. So it's showing the area. So it's tell us that the current area is approximately 775 kilometers square. So what format? GeoTIFF, ArcGIS image. You select GeoTIFF, and then digital surface model. Yes. Do you want to download any other data sets alongside? Depending if you want to download. So, but let's download the main important ones that we can do. But all these are very important. We're going to see where they're very important. Also, although once you have your DEM, we can create all of this in ArcGIS. So let's just go on.
Mm.
Let's just go on. You input your email. So I'm inputting the complete email that I'm using for this work, and then I'll click submit.
I think it's perfect to put your email.
You said
No, well,
what do you say?
I said, is it necessary to put the email? Is it compulsory? Mandatory?
Yes. If you don't put the email, the submit button will not pop up because they themselves need to. They need that tracking. They have to collect information on the users of their data.
Okay.
They have to collect information on users of their data. So it said our what? The process is done, so you can download it here. So it's just 3.2 MB. So click on this. It's going to
Mm.
automatically download. Can you see it now?
Yes.
So now at least we've gotten our data ready. So let's go back to
Excuse me. How about we download the one of 90 meters so I can see that clear differentiation in between 30 meter and 90 meter?
okay, let's go back. Let's go back now. So let's go back. Let's go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. So we go back here. Same process. We say get 90-meter data. So it's going to load the 90-meter data for us. So the same area, the same format. Yes. Core service. Yes. Let me try that process. So you see that you cannot submit without your email address.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why you have to input your email. I click submit. So it's loading the processing. So once it's done, it's going to notify us. Open Topographic is very, very actually easy to download. NASA is also good, but just that so we don't make it complex at this beginning.
Okay.
So this is 90 meters, copy 90 meter, download it. So this is it here. So we've downloaded two of them. So let's go to our download file, our folder. Let's go to download. Let's copy. Let's cut it away. Let's cut it into our folder and then paste it here. And what do we do now? We extract both of them so that we can easily access them. Extract, extract. So at least our data set is ready for this process. So once we do that, let's go back to our software. So this is our work space, and this is where we want to visualize on. We downloaded shapefiles. We've downloaded what's the name?
The one for Word.
The one for
Okay.
Word, yes.
Health facility.
Yes, the one for the state, the one for the boundaries, right? So let's add those informations at least for a test to see how to add informations into our map interface. You go back to your map and
Mm-hmm.
then go to add data. You click on browse. So it's going to load and let's look for the database
Please,
name.
can you do that again? I think my this thing for a few seconds now.
Okay,
How
go
to
to
add data.
you go to map. You are going to click on the
Mm-hmm.
map tab.
Mm-hmm.
Click on add data. Click on
Mm-hmm.
browse and then you look for locate that folder. I go to download, I go to ArcGIS Pro. That's my on your own system. You have to create a folder. You know you have to create a folder, so you have to
Yeah.
navigate to where that folder is. So I fixed that as in ArcGIS Pro tutorial files. Open this. So we want data. So the first one we are to add is what our NJ boundaries. our NGA boundaries.
Okay.
So you see that there are many boundaries here. Hmm? So you see there are
Mm.
senatorial district, there are admin point, administrative lines. Let's select the first one, go to the last one, press shift down, select the last one. Let's add everything. We'll be seeing the difference.
Mm. Mm.
So you see that everything has been added within Nigeria. So it shows that the shape files are, they're, 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 they're georeference vector files. You know what vector file is?
Well, I say just no dimension is just that I'm very.
Come again.
I said that vector files are the ones that don't have dimensions. I don't know.
Let's just check. But basically, for me, I just say that they are just geometric files actually. So let's have a clear definition. What are vector files in GIS? But they are just geometric files with georeference. So vector files in GIS are coordinate-based data models that represent geographic features like buildings, roads, or boundaries as discrete points, lines, or polygons. So they're actually geometric files with coordinates, that georeference coordinates. So that's one of the simplest definition you can have. So let's go back there. So look at audio informations, very rich information about Nigeria, but they are mostly not updated. That's the problem with Nigeria. Even NGSA don't have this. They don't have this data on their website. That's one of the most funniest
Mm.
thing we have. So so I'm trying. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to be turning them one by one, turning off and turning on to see what the data contains. But I'll just do few so we don't waste time on this. So we can go ahead to create our topographic map. So I'll show you how to navigate through them. So this NG admin 0 is just for
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria. You see that it's just showing Nigeria, right?
Yes.
So if I right click and then open attribute table, that means I want to see what are the other informations that this data contains. You right click on it, on that layer, go to attribute table. You're going to see the information. So it says just one polygon. And what is the name? Nigeria.
Nigeria.
So that's for this data. Let's go to the next one. This next one is the same thing. So they added double NGA files there. So go to the next one, NGA1. Turn on. So you notice that you have what? The state boundaries, right?
Okay.
The state boundaries. So once you open the state boundaries and you open your attribute files, you see all the old states. Can you see it now? All the old
Mm.
states. You're going to see all the old states information and their code. You see them inside on this attribute table. So why you have to navigate through this attribute table is that in case you're working with a particular state, let's say we're working within Enugu, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're working within Enugu, I want to select Enugu state. I can just open this attribute table and then scroll down to Enugu. This is Enugu here. I'll click on
Mm.
this, the outer one. See where this number is.
Yes.
If I click on it, it's going to automatically select where Enugu is on the map for me.
Mm. Okay.
And then I can create a layer. I can create only Enugu boundary from this. If I want to create only Enugu boundary, I'll right click and then
Mm-hmm.
go to selection, and then select what? Make layer from selected feature. I will make a layer. That means I'm trying to create a sub layer that is only for Enugu from this
Okay.
whole data. So I'll create make layer. So the system automatically creates what? A new layer for me. If I uncheck this one, this NG admin 1, what is showing here?
Mm. Yes. I'm still sure they do go.
That's Enugu. That means we have separated Enugu away from the other states. That means we've created
Okay.
a layer for Enugu from the overall Nigerian shapefiles of the states. So
Okay.
from here, I'll right click, I'll zoom to layer, and then I can just say, okay, I don't want to see this color. I want it to be empty. I'll just expand it, right click on the color to pop out a symbol page here, a symbol panel here. I'll click on the first one, black, let it be empty. And then you see that, yes, this is my Enugu here. So that's done. Now I can rename this. Let's rename this to Enugu so that we don't mix it up. So Enugu State. I hope it's getting interesting.
You renamed it now. Does it affect the original file or it only affects it when it's on GIS?
It only affects when it's on GIS.
Okay.
It doesn't affect the original file because we didn't make the change on the original file. So that's for this. So let's turn off this Enugu now. Let's continue. So we've checked NJ0, NJ1. Let's check NJ2. So NJ0 is Nigerian boundary, right?
No,
And
Nigeria alone.
yes, that's Nigeria alone. NJ2, NJ2 is what? Nigeria and its states. Sorry, NJ1 is Nigeria and its states.
State boundary.
Yes. So NJ2 is what? Nigeria and its local government boundaries.
Uh,
So you
how
see
do you?
local. You wanted to say something? Hello, Mary.
Like when you said Nigeria and its local government boundary, like how did you know it was going to be the local government boundary? Is it because you're familiar with it already?
No, because there's a structure at which the data have been arranged. From the highest level boundary, that's zero, it's an index. That zero is an index ID. So zero is for the highest hierarchy in the data set. One, index one is for the sub zones within the highest. And then two
Mm,
is for the sub zone within the what? The second hierarchy. So
okay.
ADM 0 is for the Nigerian boundary. ADM 1 is for the state boundaries. ADM 2 is for the local government within the states. So if you right click and go to the attribute table, you're going to see Nigeria, for the polygon of Nigeria, you're going to see the states, you're going to see the administrative boundary. I'm coming.
Okay.
Let me expand to. So you're going to see for this now, Aba North, Aba South, Abadam, Abaji, Abak, Abakaliki, Abeokuta North. So you see that in
Mm,
Aba, the Aba is where? Which state is that's Abia?
mm.
Abakaliki, Aba North to Abakaliki, that under Abia State, yes or no?
Mm?
Okay, no, Ebonyi is under, sorry, Ebonyi is under Abakaliki, right?
Abakaliki.
So let me select all of
Aba-
this first. How many local governments is in Abia?
I don't know now.
The only thing missing in this shape file is that they didn't connect the state to the local government. But don't worry, I think they named it based on, okay, they named it, don't worry, there's a way we can rearrange it, but we'll not do that, we'll not touch it here now. We have to rearrange it based on states. So if I say, let me say sort, I will say sort. Our state is ADM2, right? And then click OK. So
Still not arranged. Though.
Yes. Okay, don't worry. I'll show you how to do it. How you can sort. You can open the main file in Excel, the Excel main file, and then do the sorting and save it back, so that they are arranged based on states instead of alphabetically. But I know you know that ADM2, NJ2. This is the first data set I'm seeing it not arranged like that. Coming. Okay, sorry. ADM2. Okay, now I think. Okay, no. I think I've seen where the mistake came from. So, so ADM2 name. So ADM, okay, it's ADM1 name. ADM1, ADM1, ADM1. It's Okay, so I've gotten it now. So change this one to ascending. So this is now. Can you see it now?
Yeah. How did you do that?
Is it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So you see now that
You
it's
you you change the file name. I mean, you pick the correct one.
yes. You look at these columns. All these cells they have a name. FID, ADM2, ADM2 name, ADM2 name. So I sort it based on this name here, ADM1 name. So if I right click and click custom sort, I will say sort on this column name. So that means all the whole states within that is going to name all of them first, followed by the next state in the way it is in the state and capital format. So and then I said
Okay.
ascending. So that's what I did. So you see that now all of the whole of local government under Abia, you can see them, right?
Yes.
So you see now. So once I select everything, it pops all the whole of Abia out here.
Mm.
So let's do the one for Enugu since we're working with Enugu. So Enugu, let's go down to Enugu. Enugu that decided not to have its own different what is the name? Who is your governor in Enugu? So this Enugu here. Is this still Ugwanyi?
I really have no idea.
Oh, so you're part of the political apathy class. Emiri.
Why don't you know it's easy?
I asked
Why
you
you
now.
don't know?
I said it's not Ugwanyi. It should be Ugwanyi now. Is it
Oh my
Ugwanyi?
don't I don't they?
Let me see. Who is the governor of? Who is the governor of Enugu or Ifeanyi? Peter Umba. Peter Umba. But okay, is his brother? It's Ifeanyi Umba, abi?
Maybe.
His brother love football. I know he has his own football club, the Nigerian Professional League.
So
So that's
Enugu is highlighted.
yeah. So that's
Yeah.
that's the whole of Enugu that we highlighted there. So let's just continue. So that means ADM2 is for the local government. Let's go to ADM3. ADM3. So ADM3, see ADM3. Oh, ADM3 is only is showing. Let's look at. It's not attribute table. Let's see what information is in ADM3. Okay, it's only showing some, words that's in the not it. So a sound. I can hear a sound
Hmm?
like a cracking sound. I don't know where it's coming from.
Not from my side.
Oh, so the ADM3 is just for work. So that means it's not complete. So we don't need to focus ourselves. We don't need to focus so much on that. Why for um coming? We have this one is for the senatorial district. That's you see the name the senatorial district. So we have the attribute table for the different senatorial districts. So Abia has three senatorial districts. Let me check Enugu. How many senatorial districts does Enugu have? Enugu has three. Enugu, let me see them. Let's select them. So you're going to see them here. Enugu has three senatorial districts. So in case we are given a work that kindly visualize the senatorial districts of Enugu, this is how you just come and select it and create a layer and then present your information for this senatorial
Hmm.
district. So let's go to the next one. So I think that's the major one. So what we're going to do now is we are going to use only for, okay, we still have some other ones here, right? We have ND lines. Let's see what this is all about. So let me check for something. I don't know why so this one is NJ lines. Let's see what informations are there. Let's open attribute table. So it's showing information on, okay, it's showing information on the administrative level. That's the boundary. I think that should be their words. The words. It should be the words within. There's no column that tells us their name. That's what did not fill into the columns. But this
Hmm.
should be the words. Words, political words. Eh? Hello.
Yes,
I hope you're following.
I'm following.
Okay. And this is for capitals. This information is for the capitals of each of the sorry. This is for capitals of each of the local governments, Aba, Abadan, Abagana, and so on. So, and we have the admin points, which is the same thing, administrative points for other side. So let's just get straight up into. So that's just for the uh, administrative boundaries we downloaded, right? So what I'm going to do, let's go to this. Let's select everything. Let's remove them so that we don't clog our interface. We remove this. So the next one we downloaded is what? We downloaded. What did we download?
Word files.
Word file. Download shape files. The word files. Let's go to browse again. Add data. Browse, and then we go back. So we have the word boundaries. Open the word boundaries. We have the grid, and then we both line it up. So look at the word files. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you can right click, open the attribute table. So look at people that edited it. So different people have worked on these word files. They've worked on it. So many. INEC source from INEC. So, so if you're looking for a word, if in case you're looking for a word, you can use this data to actually trace those words easily. Let's remove
Mm.
this. Let's remove this. So the next one there where we downloaded is um, rasters for 30 meters and 90 meters. Open outbuild, let's see, open as a TIFF folder. So look at how it is. Hmm?
This one is which one again?
This is the DEM, 30 meters DEM. So let's rename it to
Oh,
30 meters. This is how the DEM comes, 30 meters, 30 meter DEM
of which place exactly? Like of which
of
area?
that area we downloaded. We're going to see, don't worry, we're going to see the area. Let me add
Okay,
it
of
for them.
Enugu State.
Yes, for
It's
that
okay.
Asia go. Yes. Let me
Asia.
yes.
Okay.
So this is showing I changed this thing here, the symbology color to this color. So look at this. The red color
Sorry,
shows
where
I
did you get?
you said
Okay, the symbology chart is already on the right hand side. It's
yes,
always there.
once you add a data and you click on that data, the symbology option pops up. So you can select which option you want to do. So I only change the color scheme from
Mm.
this gray color to that red color so that it gives us more information. So this is showing variation in height. So the height, you can see the height, the minimum is 33, the highest is 526 meters,
Mm.
diameters, diameters. This for 30 meters. So let's add for 90 meter. The same area, go to add data,
Mm.
browse, and then come back here, go to 90 meters, attributes, and then click OK. So this is for 90 meters. So so let's type it 90 meters DEF. So also you can do that one. You can just say okay. They're going to look as if they're almost the same in terms of their visualization, but it's until you start clipping them they're going to see that they distort, they are broken. So if
Mm.
yes, if I zoom in into a 90 meter, look at 90 meter distance, you easily see the pixel quickly. Look at this. Are you seeing some block square files, shape file?
Yeah.
Those are pixels. You're seeing them as quick as possible. So let's assume now I turn off this and I turn on that of 30 meters. Can you see it? Can you see that size? See that you've not seen it until I zoom in again, right? Can you see it as bold as this? Look at this one. You're seeing it
No.
at 90 meters, but this one you can't see it until I zoom in again, farther than that one for the
Okay,
30
I
meters.
get it.
You're getting the point now. But you're going to get to
Yeah.
so you're going to get when we're going to create contour with two of them so that you're going to see it quite much better. So let's just turn them off and let's start our work so that we don't waste time again. Let's start the main topographic map we're working with. So let's create. So let's turn on this one of these. We're going to use the whole of these boundaries to create our topographic map. So I usually recommend that you create a boundary using shapefiles. Let's save. I forgot to save since. Create a shapefile. To create a shapefile. So we'll go to create that. We are going to go to edit, go to create. Okay, now it said no editable layers. So once you something like that, you're going to go to catalog. You're going to go to folder. So you're going to see our project folder, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Expand it. So what we want to do here is we want to create a polygon shape file. That's a close-ended geometry with at least four sides. Four sides. This is four sides. We can have more than four sides, four, five, six sides. You know that some boundaries are not in a perfect shape. So I'll right click on this and then all right, let me see. Okay, right, just click on this Miriaziki project, right click on it, and then you go to new, you go to, you're going to see shape file. Okay, don't create inside the GDB. Create on the main folder so that you can get the shapefile fast. Right click on this, you see new, it expand, you're going to see shapefile here. Shapefile, click on shapefile. It's going to pop up a panel, create future class panel. And then when you do that, it's going to ask you what is the lubrication, which is that's where the Meriadic project week one. What's the class name? What do you want to name this band? You want to name it? We want to say we're going to say what should we name it?
Any good topographic map being Eziago.
Eziagu, Eziagu or G topography. Eziagu or G boundary.
Okay.
So what type? We have different type of geometry. We have points, that's just for a single point. We have multi-point for different points. We have polygon. We have polyline. Polyline is just for straight lines, curved lines, and so on. We have multi-part. So for this one, we're going to use polygon. So once we select the geometry with polygon, the rest, leave the rest. What is the coordinate system? You have to select your coordinate system. So
Okay.
you can click on this. So there are two types of coordinate system: the geographic coordinate system, the projected coordinate system. I'm supposed to talk about this, but not now. Let's just so we're going to use geographic for this. You expand it, you go down to Word. When you get to Word, you are going to select WGS 1984. Right click on this and then right click on it so that you can add it as favorite. Add to favorite and then click OK. Once you've done that, we click run. So you see, it said what? It has created, right?
Okay.
And then you see it on your drawing, your content panel. Can you see it on your content panel?
Yes,
You see
yes, I can
Eziago
see it.
Ojibon. So that means now, when we've done this, we'll now go back to this crate. We'll click on this crate, this edit tab, click create. So you see that now it has popped up something that we can create on, right, on the create featured
Mm-hmm.
panel. So you see Eziago or Jibandu, click on it. So once you click on it, it brings up other options. It's asking, do you want to create a polygon? The first one is polygon. Second one is autocomplete polygon. Third one is, right angle polygon. Just different options. So click on the create polygon. You now go to the top. Since we're using this DEF as our reference boundary, we go to the top edge here, this top edge here, right? You
Okay.
zoom in,
Mm-hmm.
you click on this top edge, you zoom into the other edge, zoom into the other edge, click on it, you zoom down to the other one, you click on it, you zoom out to the other one, click on it, and then back to the first one. When you get to the first one, ensure you get the main first place you clicked on and then double click on it. So have you seen our future being created now?
Mm-hmm.
You zoom to layer. You see that it has been created now. So once you do that, anytime you create
I
a
have,
future,
I have a question.
okay,
What if you made a mistake of not clicking the exact point? Maybe you clicked outside it or you moved your hands few margins in. I cannot hit the exact margin. What will happen? Will it give you a wrong data, a wrong output?
not really, but geometric wise, you have to ensure that it is closed, and it's only a polygon is only closed when you get back to the first opening point.
I don't understand my question.
Now,
You manually did this now. You created the polygon manually.
yes,
Imagine clicking any points. Maybe you clicked outside the area you wanted to cover, or maybe way inside, like you did not cover the exact boundary. So after closing the polygon, is can it be reversible, or
Yes, so
will just the outcome will be different?
no, it's reversible. You can just press Ctrl Z. Like for this, I can press Ctrl Z
Okay.
and then do it and then do the
And
correcting.
okay.
So once you do that, you're going to see an option of save here. So anytime you
Mm-hmm.
create a feature like that, always click save. Click what? Save.
Save.
Yes. So once it's saved like that, it's a permanent edit. So it's a permanent edit. So let's continue. Once we've done this, click on this polygon that is here. We want to modify the symbol. Click on it. Our symbol polygon is going to pop up, and then click. Want to see it to be empty. Want it to be empty.
Okay.
So I click on the black outline, and that's fine. So the next thing we have to do now is we want to create contour. Let's add the first feature. Let's add the first feature on this our map. So once we do it, finish, yes, finish, click finish. So we want to add the first feature. And the first major feature on the map is what? Our contours. So to do that, we're going to go to geo processing. Can you see geo processing here? This
Yeah.
box. Click on it.
That looks like a toolbox. Yes.
Yes. So geo processing. You're going to see fine tools. So we want to create contours. And we use the DEM to create contours. Something is cracking.
Check. Oh, hope something is not on fire on your side. Us electricity but to burn or something. Should we put on Jen?
Yes, but I'm not. Is it? I'm not sure it's Jen. So let's just continue. So once you go to geo processing here and then you see fine tools, just type in contour. Type in contour, and then you click on spatial analyst. There are different contour processing here. You click on the spatial analyst. So once you
Okay.
click on the spatial analyst, pops up another option. The first thing is to do is we are going to insert the raster. So we're going to be using the 30 meters. I'll use 30 meters. During your own time, you're going to use the 90 meters. Do you hear? Or use both of them.
Okay.
Or use both of them so you can see the difference. So click on 30 meter and then you give it a name. You give it a name. So I said this is contour output one. I just use contour. Contour. So once you for contour, in contour, we have an interval, right? And we have the base
Okay.
contour.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, so the intervals is the constant distance between each of the contour lines. So why the base are used like as a reference. So assuming that on this scale, I have a contour interval of 20 meters apart. That means if my first contour is 20 from the southern side going to the northern side, that's 20, 40, 60, 80. It will be increasing depending on the progressions of height, elevations within that area. So imagine I cannot put most times we don't like putting all the contours. I can desire to just put like 4 5 contours, and those 4 5 contours can just be base. That means whenever you see this contour going upward, you're adding 20. Going downward, you're subtracting 20. Depending on the
Mm-hmm.
progression. And so the base are used as reference contours. That is, anywhere you see them on the map, using the interval, you can get the subsequent value of the next contour closest to it or further from it. So for this interval, let's use 20. And let's use for our base, let's use 50. Z factor 1. Contour type, contour. Maximum vertex per picture. Leave that one alone. Click run. So have you seen something popping up now?
Yes.
So you see that this is how the contour is. Let me turn on this feature. Are you seeing them now?
Mm.
Hmm?
Yeah, I can see.
So you see that it's quite dense in this place. As I said, some smaller ones that are not required. So what I usually do most times is sometimes the contours you see out there are quite smooth. Eh? So what we do to make it
Mm-hmm.
to come up with a smooth contour is we usually resample the original raster data, this raster we're using. When I say resample, I can increase, I can make the pixel size to be more larger so that it can give me a smoother contour. Let's see. You may not understand that now, but let's see. Just say resample. I'm telling you, I think you're the first person I'm going to teach this. Resample. You're the first person I'm going to teach this. The other guys I didn't even, because then I was still searching for how to make it smooth. So let's input our 30 meters. So 30 meters resample. Output set size. Look at the set size. See that you're seeing something like 2.7777 raised to power minus 4. I will I will reduce this to 3. Yeah. I will go back here. I'll reduce this to 3. But this still requires intuition. I'll click run. I'll click run. So you see that I have another DEM again, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have another DEM again. So you notice that you see that there are more cores, you can see them fast.
Yes.
You can see them as fast as possible. So I'll now use this one I create. This C30
Mm.
DM resample to create a contour. Now look at here. Let's go
Okay.
back to contour. I'll now use it to create a contour. I'll go back, say click on spatial analysis
So,
contour, and then I'll click this instead of the other one. Interval. I'll say let's use 20 again. Let's use 25 now.
mm-hmm.
Let's use this one as 50 as our base, and then let's click run. So are you seeing it now?
Okay.
There's a little bit of smaller difference. You see that you are seeing the contour much sharper.
Yeah.
Those
Yes.
smaller ones,
Eh.
they're not as they're much sharper than before, right? So you
Mm.
see that yeah, the contours are very close to themselves because of what there's a height in that place. So if I turn on these 30 meters here, you see that here they're very close. They're showing dense contours here. This place they're far away
Mm.
from themselves. They're showing that. So let's do another one again. Let's use an interval of 50. Let's use 40 and let's use 80 as our base.
Still on the resampling.
Yes,
Abbreviation I use.
yes,
Okay.
on the resample. Let's
Because
have
the
him.
resampling is off.
You said
The resampling is off. You toggled it
no,
off.
it's not.
You're on
It's
the.
maybe it might be off, but yeah, selected. This I selected here.
Okay.
Selected here. So just run. So let's turn off this contour. So you see that you have more coarse feature here. This is here now.
Mm.
This is a 40-meter interval. You are smoothing out.
Okay. So,
You are smoothing out other ones that you don't need.
I want to get how the and what was it called? Um, what was that word when something goes up and one is going down?
Okay, okay. That's this contour, right? Okay, so let's say
Hello.
yes. Amutu, can you hear me?
Okay, your voice was cracking just now. Yes, I'm. Can you hear you now?
Okay, yes. I will explain the base contour that I was referring to, right? Hello, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So let's right click. So for us to do that, for us to do show that base contour, so we can we're already moving ahead a little bit. So this is our contour, right? We're using interval of 40 and then base of 80. I'll show you that. Just hold on. So when you click on this, let's click on this. Click on when you go to future layer. That means we want to look at the properties of this contour. Click on future layer. and you go to symbology. To make it fast, just go down here to this place. You're going to see symbology here. Are you seeing symbology down here?
Yes.
Click on symbology. So this is a single line. It shows that everything has the same color. I know since we created two types of contour, we have the interval, that's contour intermediate, that's the intermediate contours, and then the index, the index contours, which I use as reference. So you're going to click on this primary symbology. We need to change the symbology from um, single to unique values. So we have
Mhm.
ID here, we have contour here. So change to contour. So you have different contours here. Are you seeing different contours? I change this feed one from ID to contour. So we have different contours here. So notice the interval of those values. What is the first value here?
80. 40.
You have 40. The next one is what?
80.
The next one is what?
120.
120. So is that's an interval of what?
40.
40. So that means for each of those intervals, we have 40 difference between them. So for us to get our base is what? Is 80, right? So
Yes.
what is going to be our next base? When you add 80 to it, our next base is going to be what? 160. The
150.
next base is going to be what? 240. The next one is going to be what? 320. The next one is going to be what? 400. The next one is going to be what? 180. So I selected everything. I selected 80, 160, 240, 320, 400, 480. So for you to select everything, what you just do is you're going to press Control down, select the first one, go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next, and go to the next. So once you select all of them like that, you're going to right click, and then we group these values because they are seen as what? The same values, right? They are base contours,
Mhm.
index contours. So you group them so we can give them the same color. So also for the second one, for the one that are intermediate, 40, 120, and so on, click on the 40, click on 120, 200, 280, 360, 420, 440. Right click on it and also group it, group them. So once you group them, we can edit that label ID here. That means we're saying for all the 40, 120, 200, they are what? We call them what? We call them contour. Yes, we call them contour intermediates.
Okay. Yes. Intermediate.
Yes, contour intermediate. So for the ones that are 80, 160, we call them what? Contour
Base.
index.
Base.
So once we've
Uh-uh.
done that, said
I thought you called them the base contours.
yes, but the technical word we use when we're labeling them is index. You know, when we're creating them, the system requires base. But when you're labeling them for legend, you use index. But you can also use base if you want to use. But just that, yeah, if they ask, they'll ask you why you're using base for that. But index, when they hear index, they'll know that yes, it's this thing. So once we've done that, we want to give them their colors. Contour have a specific color, right?
They do.
Yes, don't you? Don't you know?
I thought you just give them any random color you want.
Nah, you give contours brown colors.
Anyway, I've
Con-
only ever seen them in black and white picture, but okay.
contours are standard color representation of contours are brown. So select the first one. We select the color, this tab here, select it so that you can give it a contour. So you can search here. In this place, you can search for contour because the system also have what? Those contour symbol already. So you see this one, contour intermediate, right?
Okay.
You see this one, contour index. You see it here?
Mm-hmm.
So you see that different contours. If it's bathymetric contour, you're going to use something like this, blue. You don't use brown. So for this one, we select contour index. Select contour index. Next one, we're going to select contour intermediates. Contour, sorry, contour index. So you see now the colors come up. One is more darker than the rest. Abi? One is thicker than the rest, Abi?
Yes.
So I've given them their color now. So once we give them their color, we need to label these contours. We need to label them. And when to label them, we just go to this our content panel, right click,
Mm-hmm.
and do you see what you see here?
Label.
Label. So see that the colors are numbers are coming on it. But we have to select the right labeling. So there's a tab here that shows label. Right click on that label. So the feed,
Right click.
sorry, not right click, just click on it on the ribbon. You click on the
Okay.
label here. So it's bring out the options. So you see which feed. This feed is telling us the values that are going to show on the map on the contours. And we know that our contour value is named contour in contour feed. How do you know that? When you come back here, when you write it on this contour, you go to attribute table. Those, look at it, you have object ID. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see
Object
it.
ID, shape, ID, contour, and shape length. So what we want to label is this contour column. That's where our original contour values are located. So once you do that, you change this feed to what? To contour. See that the values have changed here, right?
Okay.
I've changed the contour.
So the already selected from the other table chart. Okay,
Yes.
yes, sir.
Yes. So once you've done that, you see that the contours are not labeled appropriately. They're not, their format is
Um,
too scattered. So to do that, you go to label placement style. There are different styles. So we check what? Contour placement. Are you seeing it?
yes, I can see
So contour placement. So you
it.
see that to place them in terms of what? Of this thing.
High television.
Yes. In terms of their contour. Ah, you know you label contour, they take the shape of the bends of the bend, and then you can either increase the size, you can increase the size, you can reduce the size, depending on your
Let's make it smaller
eh?
so that it's actually dropped on the exact point. I remember in school when lecturer carry this in and come in and they be wondering which number is for what.
Okay.
Because the labeling is very, very scattered and far apart from the
Okay,
elevation point you want it to
the
be
ones they provided for
on.
you guys in school, right?
Yes.
Oh. So this is for
Mhm.
the contour we've created already. That's step one in topographic map. So let's save our work. So the next thing we need to do is we need to visualize for road. We need to visualize for rivers. There are shape files we can download for road. Let's see if we can download shape files, Nigerian shape file for road, so that will be faster instead of doing it manually. So
But
Nigeria,
it did not put base contours, or it doesn't work that way, the same way before.
come again.
I thought we were going to put base contours now, the index contours,
No,
or it does not work that way.
they have been labeled already. That they when it's in our legend, we're going to show that. So look at the base
Okay.
contours. When you zoom in, see that you have these thick lines. These thick lines here, that are the index, that are the
Okay.
base contours. These light ones are the intermediates.
Okay, I was now referring to the figures now.
To the values.
Yeah, to the values.
Yes, the values are there. So what's the first? Look at now 80. Look at 80 here. 80 is,
Okay.
80 is a base, right?
Yes, yes.
80 is a base. So let's download shapefile first instead of waiting. So let's download for Nigerian roads. So we need to show roads. So I search Nigerian shapefile. Let me go back. Nigerian road shapefiles. I click on humanitarian data exchange site. and then I want to click.
I
Want
thought
to
you downloaded something like this before for the
for
roads.
for roads. Let me
When
check.
you
Let's
said
check. We didn't download for roads. The road, no, the road own didn't download from that grid site. So this is another site I'm going to. This is
okay,
another
okay,
site.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
She did not want to.
so
The site was not available.
with that same format to download using this one shapefile, right? It's large with 300
Yeah.
frame, but to Shemilogo, let me to off the gem, please. Sorry, Shemilogo. So this is road shapefile. So what we need is we need the lines, not the polygons. We need the lines, not the polygons. So download. Let's download this as quick as possible. And also let's don't worry. So it's unnecessary. So once we do that, let's also search for river, Nigerian rivers. So click on this too. That as that one is downloading, to download my network downloads fast.
MTN.
No, it's downloading fast. The river has downloaded already. It's just the road that is left. So once it's done,
What network provider are you using? MTN or Airtel?
MTN. I'm using MTN.
Okay.
So the NJ file has downloaded. The road is almost done.
Hmm.
So just hold on. So I think we're progressing gradually, right? And I hope it's interesting.
Yeah, it is. But all these ones we see on the 30 DMM file, Nabi. We are plotting the contours, or rather creating the contours on
Yes,
the 30 DEM file.
yes, we use the 30
The
meters.
resample one we did.
Yes, we use the 30 meters to resample, to do the resampling.
Okay.
So you try for the 90 meter, the same process once you're doing yours. So can you see it now? That if you turn on your DEM, this
Mm,
side you have more contours concentrated around this side. So showing higher elevations there. So these sides are lower elevations. So
mm,
you're coming down towards the southern side.
mm.
I think that should be Isaiah Anambra or Enugu side. Let me see.
And I think that lower elevation will mean that there is river there now.
Yes, you look.
Streams, water body.
Yes, this look at, you can see stream here. You can see stream around there. These blue lines. These blue lines. This is it.
Okay.
You can see major
Mm.
streams. So there are major streams. See, look at major streams here. These are streams in blue. Blue, 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 blue. So let's check if our download is completed. Almost. Almost, almost, almost. So any question before the download completely?
And let's import the rivers. The rivers now. We're waiting for um
Yeah, so they're done now. They're done. So let's
the
go.
road.
Let's go now. So select it, cut it off, and then let's go like this. That's it. And then come back to week one data, paste. So extract again, extract all, extract. So extracted the road. So extract the river too. Extract the river. So we're done with that. So once we go back, let's go back to our, and then so what's the process? Go to add, browse, go back to that. We refresh. This way is for refresh so that we can see the new data we've added. So we want to add rivers first. So you see NG rivers. So sometimes you might never have a river fall into from this shapefile data.
What is the meaning?
Sometimes it doesn't show, they don't capture all the rivers. The data doesn't capture all the
Uh,
rivers. So you see that it's only capturing River Niger and River Benue. So that's the limitation of that data. So let's remove it. We're going to use another method.
yeah.
So that data did not capture.
Okay.
So let's add the road. I'll show you how to get that other information. So let's go to road. So this one. So this for the roads. So
Yeah.
but look at the roads are broken, not they're incomplete.
Hmm.
That's the one that's
Nigeria.
so
Nigeria.
no, they're still loading. They're loading. It's loading. So to make this faster, we're going to perform what they call um, clip clip process because the data is too large, loading across a very large space. So it will be taking time to load. So what I do is I'll turn off this. It shows that we've added it. We're going to go to for us to clip, you go to this job
Mm-hmm.
processing here. Then you go back, we're going to type clip, clip. So you see that different options, clip layer, clip raster. So this data we added, is it a raster or a vector file for this road?
Arasta.
Nope. It's a vector file, it's a line. They're line files. So what I ask that is that there are two primary operations in clipping. There's a different way you clip rasters. There's a different way you clip um, vector files. If you can use the process of raster for vector, it will only show you failed. So for for the first one, which is clip analysis tool, you see extract input feature that will overlay the clip features. So this is one is for vectors. Look at clip raster. Hmm? There's another one to clip raster. So we are working in vectors. You click this first one, and then what is the input feature? What is the data set? We're selecting the this NG root shape files, and then clip features. We're clipping it to where do you want to clip it to?
There's a good boundary. Yeah.
Yes, because that's only the place we need. So click Asiago or boundary. And then what's the name? We're going to name it. Let's click this and let's name it Asiago underscore road. And then click run. Click run. So this now that is complete. So that is once you clip it, you can remove this one so that you reduce the workload on your space. So these are the roads, right? But these roads
Okay.
they are too scattered, they are too rough. So we need to perform some symbology effect on them. So once we do that, you click on this layer, Asiago road, go to
Mm-hmm.
symbology again. So before you change, select the type of colors you want to use. You right click on this Asiago road, open attribute table, and then look at the columns and their names. Look at the columns and their names. So we have the highway, we have track, residential, residential, unclassified. We have secondary, many information that are there, many information. So for a major work of this scale, we don't like using residential because all these smaller ones are residential. We only need the primary and secondary roads. And how do you get that? You go to this primary symbology and then use unique values. You click on unique values. So in these unique values, you select the feed. Which feed of values do you want to be shown? Do you want them to be shown? So we have the name. We don't need their name. What we'll do is we need the highway. We need the highway. The name is the name of the road. So not all roads have names. So
Hmm.
but the highways, each of notice that column, when you open this attribute table, you see that the one that has complete details is the highway column. This highway column. See that track. So you can easily classify them into based on this. So once you click here and then click highway, so you see that it classifies them just the way it classifies that contour we did the other time. So from here, you see that the classification is reduced. So what we're going to do now is we're going to remove some certain ones that are not required and keep the ones that are required. The first thing we need to do is turn off residential. As you're turning them off, you'll be seeing them on your screen that it's reducing. For you to make it very interesting, turn off your contour also, and then turn off your base map. So if I turn off residential now, look, I turn on residential. This is that those smaller ones are much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's turn it off. We don't need it. We need primary.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need parts. Hmm? We don't need motorway. If motorway is not too much, you don't need motor. Okay, we have one motor. Leave motorway alone. Do we need service lane? Try turning it off. Let's see how many goes off. So service way should go. Tertiary. Once you check it on, check it off, you know which one should stay.
Tertiary should still.
Yes, because it's connecting to major ones. So
Mm.
tertiary should stay. What of tertiary link? Tertiary link should go. So it's not. What of
What
trunk?
of all these? Uh-huh.
Track should go. What of trunk?
You have not clicked it.
So trunk link. What of unclassified?
Ah, unclassified is the whole thing now. What did they do? I mean, how
No,
did they name it?
they don't name it that primary or secondary or this thing. So what we're going to do now is, but unclassified is quite much. But do you need to have so many roads on your map? Eh? So let's just keep the major ones. So that means the work you are doing with what will determine that. So me, I decided to turn off unclassified so that the work can be neat. So because if I turn on my contour now, because we are communicating informations, so we want to ensure that those informations, you know, work within, are well communicated. So let's do like this now. So what we're going to do now is see that they're showing with different colors, right? Hmm?
Mm.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to select them, select those ones that we check on, and then I'll group I'll group their values together as one. So see that they have the same colors now, and I'll give them road colors. Let's see highway. So there's this thing for highway here. So it's too thick. It's too thick.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot to say it's almost the same color with the contours.
Yes. So and this major road. So you can reduce the size of this major road when you go to properties and then see 3.8. I'll reduce mine to maybe 3.2.
So,
Let me see. 3.2 is too thick. Don't worry, sometimes it might be thick here. Oh. When you put it in layout view, it might not be thick again like that. So you have to see how you can modify them. So let's leave it like this for now.
Hmm.
So now we have the roads, we have the contours. So our contours is going to be at the base. It's going to be at the base. And we need look at them. See that the road and the contour are interfering, right? That means they're calling for attention so quick. When you do design, you have to use your color to drive to communicate the information, right?
Yes.
So what we're going to do now is on this contour, we're going to click on it. We're going to go to the feature layer. We're going to reduce the transparency. We'll reduce the transparency to, let's put it to 50. So are you
Everything
seeing now
full
that it's not
transparent.
are you saying that it's not competing with the road again? I don't know if you get see now at 0 it's competing with it, right?
Okay.
At 0 it's competing with it. At 50 or 60 or 70, see that it's not competing with it, right?
Mm.
So that means we're trying to communicate the information in an ordered manner so that when the eye sees it, yes, they're like, oh, this is cool, this is fine. Because that's where most map usually miss it. All the informations will just, you know, call their attention at once. So let me leave it at 70. 70. Let's leave it at 70. So this is our road. The road is too thick. But once we get to a layout, we'll know what to do. So for these ones that we don't need, we can decide to remove them. All these parts, you can select everything, right click on this and then remove. Just remove. Just remove.
Okay.
Hey, I did a mistake. Oh,
Uh-uh.
sorry. Don't we'll group them. Let's group them. Let's group them. We'll group them. Group values. And then we give it a color. Now we don't need okay, don't worry, it's even turned off. Don't worry, it's turned off. So it's not going to turn. So the next thing now is our rivers, right? We need to add our rivers.
Mm.
So for once you're unable to get your rivers directly, once you're able to get over directly, you can use this base map, this world topographic map to what to create your rivers. And
Okay.
we're going to use shapefile, a line shapefile to create that. So as you can see them here, you're going to go back to this catalog, you open your folder, the way we created this polygon, right? And then right click on this,
Mm-hmm.
you go to new, you go to what shapefile. What name are we going to give it? Drainage,
Well,
right?
they're not drainages now, they're rivers.
The rivers, I mean. Okay, rivers. So what geometry type are we going to use? Polygon, line, or point?
Line.
So polyline. So and then the coordinates, select your coordinates. The coordinates go to your favorite. We're going to use what? WGS 1984. Okay. And then click run.
Why
So
did you select that one?
yes, because that's the standard, like let me say the most popular geographic coordinate system that is easy to use, at least for the beginner level. So is it our river
Hello?
has created? Yes.
Okay.
So is it that can you see our river feature here now?
I don't get it. You just selected the line. Have you clicked run?
Yes, this is that's run already. And this is it here.
I'm not seeing. Okay, but I'm not seeing much difference on the map itself, on the area.
No, 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 no. We just created the future. So the next one we're going to do now is
Okay.
we're going to click on this river. We're going to follow that same process to create. We're going to go to edit tab. We're going to create. So once we create, it's going to pop up that same distance. So we have here OG, Oziago, or G boundary, right?
Mm.
When you look below, you will see what river. You click on the river. Don't click on. Eziagu or G boundary, because that's another feature on its own. So we're going to click on the river since that's the one we want to work on. So once we click on the river, our line is selected. We now go to our map and then start tracing out the rivers we want to trace out.
Ah, okay. One by one. There's no automatic way of doing it.
That's only if you can get data set that has river. Actually, there are data set that has rivers. That one is quite large, up to a gig. If we say we should download that now, if we say we should download that now, it will take time. And we're almost spending 2 hours on this already. But I will give you like 2 days. Our next class will not hold the next class like for the next 2 days so that you can practice this. If you can get used to the tools that we use in this process, all the rest are seamless for this week one.
Hmm.
Because they are similar process, but just a little bit of different. So I'll just trace out the relevant ones that you can trace fast. I'll do it fast. It will not be so perfect,
You
but
have to click each time, Abby. It's not magnetic,
you said
Abby.
what you saying?
You have to click at your trace points. You click and trace, click and trace. It's not magnetic like you just move over the line and it's automatically picking the flow of the river.
And you have to be clicking as the curve. You have to pick in the curves and everything. Be following the thread. The way you trace out picture,
No, I'm just saying because there's a feature in Photoshop,
yeah,
magnetic lasso tool.
yes,
If you just click over above wall, it should just be picking the contours, the
yes,
margins.
like the magic ones. So, but this one, know why you cannot do that here? Because the layer we're tracing is not editable. It's not an editable layer. So we're restricted on what we can do on it. Don't worry, just trace out major data information.
Alright, if I want to zoom in and out of this ArcGIS, is there any special shortcut key you use or your mouse just click and roll? How do you zoom in and out?
I use my mouse because my mouse is very easy to use. So just I use my mouse and it's easier. See that most time if you don't
Mhm.
zoom in, you might not get the exact. Especially when you're working with geologic maps and you're tracing, you have to zoom in to the edge so that you can get the exact stuff. Because once you don't get the exact boundaries, you're going to create a what they call a differential distance. I think that's scope. So let's just take
Do
this.
you double click to release? Because you know in Polygon you have to come back to the starting point to close it.
Yes, once you are done,
But this line, how do you close it? You got double click.
yes, I double click on it. But this is where map making become interesting.
Mm.
But those one this does I it's even good that you're going through this process. The next one I will show you, the data set I will show you is it's a large data set and it's for rivers. It's for rivers. That one you just import it and clip just the way we clipped for the road.
Mhm.
I'll I'll show you where to download that one from.
So that means you can just easily use ArcGIS to create a data set without even going to the field.
Yes, it's using your base map that is on ArcGIS.
Hmm. So every broken line is the river now. It's representing river. Okay, no.
Not every broken line is
What am I
river.
saying?
The blue lines,
Hmm?
the blues, the blue
The
line.
blue lines.
Yes. So this is a river here. Sometimes when you zoom in, you might not see that river again because of there's this feature that a particular feature fades out. Okay, no, sorry. Yeah, yes. So next one is, all these ones are not very important. So these are the major ones. Any other one? Okay, there's one major one here. And there's also from our D, we can extract our rivers, our drainage. We can extract our drainage.
Mm.
Before we get to that place, we'll see how we do that when we're manipulating um, raster data set. So once we're done with this. So once you're done, you click. What are you going to click?
Eh?
You click save.
Save.
Yeah. So once you click save, click finish. You click finish. So at least we have some rivers to represent our thing. So notice that what's the color of a river? So we have to give it the color. So right click on your symbol and then give it the color of what river. So you see waterline. Do you see waterline here?
Mhm.
So you see that it has given it that color. So once
Yeah.
we're done, we can turn on our contour. We can turn on our road. So do you see the informations now? So notice that
Mm.
which one should have more priority between roads and rivers.
Wait, there was this one that was showed a very visible blue. What made it go off? The last one you traced.
Okay, that's it was selected. It was selected.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I
So
just click clear selection. So this one now we have the feature here now, at least the key important features that we need. So we also need names of places here. Mhm. We need names of places.
okay.
So let's go
You're
to
asking me which one should have more priority between
yes,
rivers and road,
yes,
and based on the color, the visibility of it.
yes.
Let's increase the road, the opacity of the road is okay. Let's increase the opacity of the river a little bit, or the transparent. No, what can I say? I'm not good Python.
The thickness.
The
Increase the thickness.
opacity should be increased of the
No,
colors.
no, just we cannot work with opacity in ArcGIS. So what we do is we work with thickness of that line. So what I just did now is notice is at one.
Okay.
So when you go to when you click on this your symbol and then you go to that water line, you can switch it
Mm.
to properties and then it's at one. So if I increase it to two, you see that it get thicker. Let me see. To two, it get thicker. Three, more thicker.
Okay.
Four, thicker.
Mm.
So let's use
Mm.
two. Yeah. So once we've done
Mm.
that, let's try and add names of places. So at least
Okay.
have more information. So go to browse. I think we downloaded the data on that. Go to
Mm.
yes, that's the I think under this admin boundaries, you see points. Okay, let's add our local government is what ADM two, right?
Yes, I local government is DM too.
ADM two. Okay, that's ADM two is for the local government. Let's wait. There's another one. Point information coming. Okay, admin points. Let's add admin points, admin capitals and see. So there are different points, there are different capitals. So what I want to do now is we're going to label them. Let's label them. Let's see how do we label them. Let's get the right name. So open their attribute tables. Let's get the right feed that we can give them a name. So this name, if this feed name feed is the one we're going to use. So we're going to click yes, label. So there's OD here. Let's turn this off. Let's turn this off.
Mm.
So you can also go to this local government. This local government here. These are the local government here. These are another one here. These are another one here. That means this name can cut across one, two, three, four local governments. So you can also
Where
see.
is the fourth one? What's the name of the fourth one?
Let's label it and see. So label it. Yes. So the fourth, so
Mm.
Isiago, Oji River, and Ogun. Have you seen it? So Ogun.
Is it Ogu? Okay.
Yes, Ogun. Udi is also there. Udi is also
Yeah.
there. So there's something we miss in our contour. We're using black. So we have to change that color of the labelings to also brown, the light brown. So let's go back to this thing. And then we go back to this go back to the contour labeling. So here's the contour color. And then we'll click select light brown. We select this. So you see the color has changed.
Mm.
This. So this one's perfect. So we don't need our this base map again. Turn it off. So at least we have all the informations we need here, right?
Mm. The point, this thing that you imported, oh, where did it reflect?
Okay, let me turn it off. These are the points. These are it. Let's label them. Let's see what's. Let's look at which properties is there. Go still the same local government point. So we don't even need it again. Also, same thing with the capitals. So we don't need the point and the capitals.
Wait, toggle up the capital. Let me know what to show. Let me know what will go out. Oh, okay. Just repeating it over
Same
and over
thing.
again. Okay.
Yes. So we don't need that. So let's use the capital instead. Instead of that, at least a fair within. It's a fall within that. Okay, let's just anyone. So
Well,
let's use local
just remove
government.
the admin because the admin that is also still showing Abby,
The admin is
right?
better. Yes, the admin is better. The we can remove these ones. We don't need them. We can remove these ones. So now, once we have done with preparing our map here, we need to export, right? Prepare for export, right?
Uh,
So
have we saved?
yes, okay, I've saved like this now. So once we do this, so to export, we're going to insert, go to insert, and then new layout, new layout. So I want to use, you know, A1. I just feel like using A1 since I'm not just for sampling. I want to use A1 landscape. There are different layouts you can use. Different layouts, portrait, landscape for different formats. So I want to use
Mm.
one. So now the layout is blank, right? So we need to import the map frame we're working with.
Mm.
We're going to go to map frame, and then select. You know, we have different map, topographic, geologic, topographic map with one class two. So we're going to click on map frame and then import this one, topographic map class two, right?
Okay.
So we can either import it as the way it is, how it is in that side, or we draw it by ourselves. So I can say, let's try default extent. So let's do like this.
I don't understand what you are doing again. No,
Okay,
I'm lost.
okay. So now let me go back. So this is our layout that I want us to export. So once we have create our layout, you have to import the map frame that you want to export on this layout. So we have three different maps within this our project. We have topographic map, which is our first introductory class. Geologic map is not nothing, and then this one that our today's class own. So we want to export these informations on this layout. So once you go to the layout, you click this map frame drop down, and then click topographic this thing. Once you click on it, you will have to draw the extent. You draw the extent at which you want the map to cover. So I'll draw this extent. So once I draw this extent, since it's showing a lot of information, I will just go back to my boundary. I'll go back to my AZR boundary and I will click zoom to layer. Can you see it now? So you notice that
It's
what
very faint.
he said?
It's still not focused, zoomed out. It's still very faint.
Now, yes, that why I said I was still going to touch it. So thus, what we're going to do is we're going to reduce this to fit the boundary of our place. We'll reduce it to fit the boundary. So you see that now it has fits this boundary, right? So once you've done that, we'll not start touching the labelings. So the first labelings we're to touch, the first labelings we're going to touch is the what? The contours, right?
Contour.
Yes, click on the contour, go to labelings, and then increase the size to around 20. So you can see there, right?
Okay.
So you increase that is 24. So you can see there. So let's go to river. Our river is too faint. We'll go to river and then increase. You are going to increase the thickness so you can see it. Are you seeing it now? To 4. So our road, leave the road like that. Hmm? You can reduce the river to 3. Leave that road like that, and then you increase the ADM2, the labelings of ADM2 to 20. Let's say 48.
Yeah. Okay, okay. I first that's me.
I change it to this thing. So now, in maps, what are the elements you must use to communicate information in maps? So before we go there, let's increase the transparency of let's reduce the transparency of our contour. Let's go back to the transparency. Go to view. Sorry, future layer, and then put it back to 50. 50.
Mm-hmm.
So 50 is okay like that. So and then so for this now, there are 4 basic elements of maps. We have the grid, we have the legend, we have the scale, we have the north arrow. So we're going to add those elements so that it can communicate our information very well. So how do we add those elements? So look at this here. Are you seeing this place?
Yes.
So you click on the drop down, you see different north arrows, and select the ones that you love. Which one do you love? I prefer using simpler ones like this. I'll draw
I
it.
used to go for that cross on. Cross on.
Okay, you like cross on
Okay. Okay.
this one. Which one is that? Hello. Is this one? This one?
Move to the last one. No. No, that same. Yes.
This one?
No, the other one. No.
This
Just
one?
choose anyone. No, no, go up. Yes.
Okay, you prefer this one. I've never seen this one on any map before.
I used it was somewhat resemble score, but don't worry, go for the one you already picked, the north arrow.
You can use this also, so you can pick the ones that you prefer, but just ensure that it's communicating information very well. So let me use a different one this time. This to explore. But your just know that your not arrow don't need to be too big. Doesn't
Okay.
have to be too big. Yes, it doesn't have to be too big. So one that's the first element. Second element is our scale bar. Go to scale bar. We select this and then we draw it down here. So you see that it's faint. So we can go here, we have to edit it. Right click, properties, then go to properties, go to text symbol, increase the size, the text size to 40. So you see that it has come up.
Mm-hmm.
So 40 is good. So go back. We're still going to do something. So we'll go to this other side, properties of this side, and then we'll change fitting strategy. We'll say, it said adjust division value. We said, yes, adjust number of divisions. Now just leave that one alone. Come in. You go down to numbers, division, and all subdivisions. And then you're going to increase. So these are divisions. We want 4 divisions. And then we don't want any subdivisions. We're going to reduce this to 0. So you see that it's going to come back to normal. And then you can scroll down to this side. Let's go back. We go back here. And then change this your label text. If that kilometer is too long, we just need km. We don't need the whole of. Just edit this to kilometer. So you see that now it's becoming clearer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So that's second element 2, right? So the third element is what? Let's add our grid. We need to
I
show
have
the
a
grid.
question.
Yeah.
So, I normally see this in a scale, and I used to assume that the scale was put exactly like it was actually drawn to scale with a ruler or a graph book or something. The scale we used in when we were putting our contours was intervals of 14. So does that interval actually relate to this scale bar, or you just put it just because it needed as an element of a topographic map? Does it actually reflect the 40-meter interval that we use for our contours?
No, the scale doesn't relate to the 40-meter interval. It relates to the total area being covered. So your map ratio to your ground distance. So if I'm moving from here to this point on the map, if it is 1 centimeter, let's assume I measure here now with my ruler. You just hold on. Assume I measure here with my ruler, and then on my ruler, this is 0, that's 9 centimeter. That means from 0 to 3.2 is 9 centimeters. That means 9 centimeter equals what? 3.2 kilometer on the ground. 9 centimeter equals 3.2 kilometer on the ground. Is it going to still be constant if I do it like that? No, there will be a change. So if you print out, for you to have absolute scale is to tell them that whatsoever you're doing, that's this one I'm doing is relative. This one I'm doing is relative scaling. So if in case they tell you that okay, the absolute mapping scale is 1 to 50,000 or 1 to 25,000, it's telling you that for every 1 centimeter on the map represent 25 what 25,000
Thousand.
centimeters on the ground. So when you convert that to kilometers, it's going to give you what? Almost 2.5 or 0.25 kilometers. So why they do that is that they want you to use an absolute scale. We can do that here too. In our scale bar, is that we impute relative or absolute scale. You can either impute relative or absolute scale on in your scale bar. But for this, it's better use relative for now, except the states to you that yes, you need to use absolute scaling. But don't worry, I will show you when we're doing our geologic map. We should get that. We'll do that. do that.
I just want to understand that that scale is not going to be useful to them in any way.
No, it's going to be useful. The scale is always useful.
If I want to understand why it is there, if it was not measured, like it's almost like as if you just attached a picture of a scale
No, no, no.
bar on
This
the map.
value, this value changes. It changes. Oh, this scale you're seeing here is looking. It has calculated the distances, total area here. It has calculated the whole total area, and then it gives you this value. If I extend this, the value is going to change. Is it the same value?
Oh, now it makes sense because it seems like as if you just attached a picture, like the
No, no, no,
scale is not actually be useful. Okay.
no, no. It's
So
telling
it's
you.
changing according to the total area.
Yeah, it's trying to
Relative distance.
it's trying to link up your maps centimeters to your ground distance. So it's telling you that if I
Okay.
if I increase the distance in centimeter, then the distance on the ground should also change. I don't know
Hey,
if you get.
hello.
Yeah.
Your line was breaking for a while. Okay.
Okay. So it's telling
If
us
you
that
do what?
if I increase the map centimeters, the map scale, then definitely the ground distance should also reflect that change in value.
Mm,
So now, if I reduce this, that means the distances between 0 and the first division needs to change to reflect that, okay, the distance has changed on the ground also. So if I measure 0 to 27 on paper, it will give me smaller centimeter. That smaller centimeter will also give me equivalent smaller ground distance covered. But if the centimeter is increasing, I increase it and then I measure it. So I see that what the distance on the ground also what increases. I don't know if you get.
mm,
Don't worry, you're going to get it gradually. Understanding is a process. Understanding is a process. Hmm?
mm,
So now once we have added 2 out of 4, so the next one is to add our grid. That's our coordinate. So you're going to click here, this grid here, and then click this second
mm-hmm.
one. Click this second one. Just to be fast, you click the
Mm,
second one.
yes.
I click the second one to be fast. So see, it's too much, right? So we need to
Mm,
adjust it. So look at black vertical label, right click, and then open properties. So we don't need all these inner grid lines. So once you do that, you
mm,
click on knit line. You click on this knit line. You click on knit line, and then the appearance, you would turn it off, give it 0. So you see that it's going to go off on the screen. It hasn't gone off. Sorry, just hold on. So you're going to, don't worry, it's going to go off now. Let's go back to click on grid lines. Yeah, this grid lines. Click on this and then turn it off. So are you seeing it on your screen again?
okay, that's enough.
Yes, so it's click on grid line. So you see that these are our values are too small. They're too small, the distance are too small. So you click on this, click on labels. So when you click on label, increase this size. But before you increase this size, you need to change the intervals between your your grid intervals. So this cut the interval is 30 seconds, 30 seconds, and this area is almost 775 kilometers in size. And then so what we're going to do now is we're going to change it from seconds. Let's use 5 minutes. Let's use a 5 minute interval between them. The 5 minute interval. So it automatically sync. Notice that the spacing is going to increase between these
Mm,
values. So five is even too small again. Let's use 10. Oh no 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 no! I did a mistake. I'm editing the wrong stuff. Click on labels rather. We're supposed to edit labels, not grid lines. I'm going to, I'm supposed to,
Okay.
so it's click on labels, not grid lines. So on
Read line,
labels,
so.
yeah, so I've changed to labels. So put 5 and then erase this one. Let's put 5. So you see that now, see that the spacing has increased, right?
Mm,
So you see that 5 is too much. So let's,
mm,
if 5 is too much, reduce it to 2. So if 2 is good like that, we now um go to this, go to labels again. Then we can now increase the font. We increase the font to, let's say, 35. So I see it coming up now.
mm.
I see that it's coming up now. I see that it's visible now.
Yeah.
So that's, so depending on the work you're working on, you can do so much on it. That's the third element, right? So we've added not arrow, scale bar, grid lines.
Mm.
The last one
Read
is what?
legend.
Legend. So legend, this is the legend here. So click on this drop down and then click on this. When you click on it, you draw where you want it to be. So they always come out small, very small. So once you do that, you just right click,
Mm,
you will convert graphics. So when you convert to graphics, you can expand it. And then you can, let's go to see how. So once you expand the graphics, then you can start doing some edits, removing the ones that you don't need. Delete this one. We don't need that one. This one, increase the size. Let's increase the size to 20. Let's increase this 20. So we don't need this highway. So this one, just edit this one to, just move it to major roads, major roads. So you change, you can increase the size to 20. You have to use uniform sizes throughout. So 20. So when you do that, you will drag it and make it, just arrange your work to be very neat. So this one, we don't need this one. Delete it. We don't need this one. Delete this. So we don't need this one. We don't need this one too. You can delete this one. Delete this one. Delete this one. Delete this one. So this one now, we don't need these other values. We don't need this one. So what do we do? We increase the font size. We increase the font size to what? 20. So this one to increase the font size to 20. 20. So once we do that, we should, I think it's better we move them up. This one too. Move them up. This is just the place where we're just basically just arranging so that our work can be neat, because that's what makes our work different.
Mm.
So you notice that this thing is very faint. This one is very faint. You can increase the thickness. Go to symbol and then increase the thickness to 1. You can increase this one to 2. So that they look different from themselves. So once you do that, this our legend title, increase the size to 25, a little bit higher than. So once we are good to go, we want to do like this, we can increase it. Just go back. I think this is just okay like this. But better still, if you want it to still be larger, you can increase the font size. So at least we have a ready map, right?
Yeah.
So once we have a ready map like this and you're satisfied with it, the next thing is to what? Is to export. So to export, there's an arrow here that shows export layouts. Are you seeing it?
Yes, I can see it. It's green in color. It's both layout.
Or you can go through share, but you get used to this one. Get used to this one like this one. So once what format you want to export it as, you select the format. So we're going to export in JPEG. So select the folder. So once you select the folder, go to download, go to profiles, go to tutorial. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to create tutorial maps. Tutorial maps. I'm going to name it Isiago or G topographic map. I think we're good to go. So then I'll click what resolution. Always don't use anything less than 300. You can either use 300 or
Mm.
500. Will give you a resolution. So click on export. Exporting.
Completed.
So once it's done like that, go to the folder, go to ArcGIS Pro folder, go to this tutorial maps, then view. So can you see our output here?
Yay.
So that's if you can get this done, that's at least if for a start you can make 15,000 naira making this for people. If you know talk how to convince them, so that it's not just a one click, it's a process.
A very deep process indeed.
But once you're used to it, if I was even working on that, I would have finished it quite long. But we're taking it step by step here.
Yeah.
So these are more. Oh, so I guess so. Any question? So I'm going to do the recording, also upload it so that you can also view it on the YouTube channel.
All right.
Any question or anything before we close for today? So I think with this, our next class should be when, because I need you to practice this.
Let me see. Today is what's today? Today is Thursday. Let's say by Saturday evening.
Okay, have our next class, right? But you're going to send me your output,
Okay.
but try another location. Just try.
Okay, another location.
Yes, using the theme to make it faster. Another location.
All right.
Just give it a try. Hmm? Just give it a try.
Mhm.
So we'll see you in next class. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.